Oh, iPhone, I'll miss you. But as of today, I'm just not going to use you as my primary communications device. I know we've been through some really good times. Seen a lot of good emails, sent a few really good SMSs, but iPhone, you're just not for me anymore. It's just no, there's nothing wrong with you. It's we've grown apart. I mean, no, it's not you. It's me. Really, it's me. But today, it's I'm just I have to break up with you. I've got to move on to a different phone. Please don't just, just don't. It hurts already. It's true. I'm not going to be using my iPhone. Wicket, do you want it? Did you hear him walking over and jingling over there? You want it? I'm not using my iPhone. I'm sorry. Hello, buddy. Instead, I'm going to be using my iPhone 3G. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it was that much of a surprise. You knew that I was getting the iPhone 3G. Even Wicket knew I was getting the iPhone 3G. And I gotta tell you, I'm happy with the upgrade. It's not a dramatic upgrade because it's the same operating system as I've been using on the iPhone. Because remember, there's the iPhone and iPhone 3G. Two different products there, okay? iPhone 3G is what I'm using now. Of course, it still is, quote-unquote, the iPhone, but don't get mad at me. I'm not the one who came up with the name. iPhone 3G is it. Some initial impressions have been good. I would say that, wow, he's really having fun with it. He's looking for dog food apps in the App Store right now. I don't think they're there yet. They're working on it, don't worry. For the most part, it's been a good experience, but as I have stated here in the chat room at live.perillo.com throughout the day, instabilities abound, many of which have already been noted on many iPhone and Apple-related websites, discussion forums on apple.com. The hope of the community is that Apple will be releasing a firmware update at some point in the very near future to, I guess, clean up a few of these bigger hiccups that people have been running into, including a lot of app instabilities, which is almost par for the course. I mean, you throw a handful of new things at a device that hasn't really been field tested, and you're going to run into certain headaches. Apple has responded admirably in the past. Think about it. Just think about last year with the iPhone, the first iPhone. Apple released it, then they released a patch, then another patch, then another patch. There was a series of at least 3 or 4 solid patches over the course of a year. And certainly when Apple sells, what is it, 1 million or some odd devices within a week? That's how many iPhone 3Gs have sold. Can you believe that? In a week's time, they've sold that many. Think about that. That is tremendous. When I went in today to pick this up, since AT&T had me on a list to order it, and you can read that whole debacle in my blog at chris.perillo.com. Someone's trying to call me right now. It's funny. That's my current ringtone. It's not rude. People want to get a hold of me. It's kind of exciting, actually. I get a chance to use my iPhone, although I don't really feel like using it right now. The interesting point about the iPhone 3G is that, Apple has sold so many of them, and when I went in today to pick this up, as I was saying before, I was kind of rudely interrupted by the Godfather. The Godfather was calling me. He's just going to have to wait. Sorry about that. Send me an email, chris@perillo.com. There were 3 or 4 other people picking up their iPhones because they were also on the list. One was a mother, probably in her mid-40s, and I know she was a mother because she had kids in tow, and she was kind of excited about it. And then a younger girl was also picking up her iPhone. And, of course, I was there to pick up mine. This device appeals to so many people. And I think as the apps continue to develop and people see other people playing with those apps, they'll be more compelled to go out and get their own. when I've demonstrated a few apps on the iPhone, just here with the live video feed at live.perillo.com, a few of you have said, wow, I've got to get one. I was demonstrating VNC on the iPhone. People were freaking out. I was demonstrating Motion X Poker. People were freaking out. You show them anything, and it's a completely different scenario than just showing them a screenshot. You really can't experience this in a screenshot. You kind of have to play with it for yourself, and if you don't have any friends who have an iPhone, get new friends. No, I'm just kidding. But I would be surprised if you didn't have an iPod Touch or an iPhone, or didn't want either one. I mean, if only for the experience of being able to download, well, certainly dozens of, I think, very decent free apps that can help you through a variety of situations when you're on the go, and of course a few paid apps as well. The shape of the iPhone, of course, is different than the shape of the iPhone 3G. Not dramatically. The weight doesn't feel any different to me. Some people say that the speakers are better. I can't hear the difference. Some people say they're louder. I can't hear the difference. Of course, I am able to use my regular old headphones with the headphone jack. I'm happy about that because now it's flush and will accommodate the headphones in a, I guess, cleaner capacity than before instead of having to use an adapter. I also have a new in-case. You might remember I had the in-case. I guess it's a rubber casing protector. I had that on my original iPhone pretty much from the beginning. In-case has made a lot of changes. I can see this one's a lot more sturdy, even though it's equally as flexible. It certainly has been engineered a little better than the original in-case. I have the in-case. I also have an anti-glare protector on the front, so I am pretty much fully protected, and can fit in the adapter to charge it or sync it right here. So, of course, one of the things that people have made mention of is that the colors on the screen of the iPhone 3G are warmer, a little more red than the colors on the iPhone, the original iPhone. And I can tell you, sitting side by side, they're correct. Absolutely correct. The tones on the iPhone 3G screen are much more, well, red, warmer. And my hope is, since I know that's a software tweak, my hope is that Apple turns on a configuration option, which they should be able to do. A configuration option that lets users toggle between warmer or cooler, neutral, or whatever, somewhere in the settings panel. They should be able to do that. I don't see why they shouldn't be able to do that. It makes sense to me. Apple could do a lot of things that way. Whether they will or not is, it's pretty much completely up to them. It doesn't take away from the experience, though. I mean, if you're staring at it, you wouldn't think, oh, it's warmer. It's when you put it side by side with an iPhone, that is, an iPhone before the 3G, then you'd be able to detect the differences. But just looking at it regularly, you wouldn't be able to tell. Another thing I noticed, too, and it was prevalent when I was in the settings, on the iPhone 3G, when I scrolled up and down in the list of ringtones, the lines that separated the ringtones stayed solid. When I was scrolling on my iPhone, the regular iPhone, scrolling down the same list, those lines would kind of flash as they'd move up and down. So I don't know. I'd imagine they've changed the screen to make that, I guess, better, because it's a cleaner experience as I'm scrolling on the iPhone 3G. Same is true when I'm dragging around a web page. So they've definitely made some smaller improvements, incremental improvements to the iPhone 3G. If you're considering it, I would say go for it. If you don't have an iPhone, yes. If you do have an iPhone, you may just wait. It's not that compelling an upgrade at this point. The GPS works, all these things work, but the reason why I got it, because I'm a geek. Why else did you think I got it? There's apparently a million others out there. I think a lot more people are going to be getting iPhones over the coming days, weeks, months, years. The iPhone is certainly here to stay, and the iPhone 3G is now my device. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Oh, Wicket really has it. I don't know what I'm going to do with Wicket's iPhone. I may let him play with it for a while. I may end up selling it on eBay. I don't know, maybe someone wants to make an offer on my iPhone, regular iPhone, the 8 gig model. I mean, it's in good condition. Uh, the I may decide to jailbreak it when they release a tool because it's my hardware, and I've purchased a service plan on AT&T for this one. But that iPhone is still it works just without AT&T's service. But I thought about jailbreaking it since I haven't jailbroken before, so I get a chance to play around with those apps. We'll see how all that goes in I guess the coming weeks as those tools are released. So yeah, I say yeah, I'm happy. Can't wait to see some firmware updates. Can't wait to see new apps as they're released in the App Store. I've got to thank a few people. I've got to thank the guys from Ping.fm for helping me with the style sheet at iphone.lockergnome.com. And I've also got to thank Fireworks. I think that's his handle in the chat room. He volunteered to admin on iphone.lockergnome.com and edit things and add icons. And iphone.lockergnome.com is just a small little experiment as opposed to a big little experiment where we're letting you vote on your favorite iPhone apps or iPhone news. We'll see where it goes. Someone submitted it to Dig, and it had like 800 digs overnight. I'm like, okay. And so anyway, check that out if you're interested. Send some feedback or just join the site and vote for things. Give us your take. I'd really like to see more video reviews of the apps. I'm kind of big on that. I've got to see a video or see something in person in order to get a good feel for it. I just can't go off of screenshots or just plain old text reviews. I've got to see and feel, or at least get as close to that experience as I possibly can before I decide to spend money on something. For free, I'll try anything, including, let's see here, I've got bubbles right now, so I can pop different bubbles on the... See, I can pop bubbles, or if I want to, I can also go in. This is an app they just released. Maybe. Like I said, there have been some. It's a cowbell. You're supposed to tap the cowbell, and it actually goes. Duk, 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 duk. It really does. But you're supposed to play it with "Fear the Reaper," or "Don't Fear the Reaper" by Blue Oyster Cult, and it's because it's on mute again. I'm a genius when it comes to this stuff, really. My email address, as I said before in the video, is chris@perillo.com. Of course, you're also welcome to stop by the chat room. We're typically talking tech. You never really know what we're talking about. We may be talking about your mobile device, whether it's the iPhone or not. We talk about just about anything related to tech, software, hardware, internet. Doesn't really matter. We're just geeks. So you're welcome to join us and watch this whole Chris Perillo experience by video, because I'm streaming my life out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.perillo.com. We'll see you later.